Now, the next part, challenges to political parties. Till here, we have seen how crucial political parties are for the working of democracy. We have understand the importance of political parties to work in the democracy, to get result of the democracy, because parties are the most visible face of democracy. It is natural that people blame parties for whatever is wrong with the working of democracy. It happens everywhere. It is not only in India. People blames on the political parties for the failure of everything, because these political parties are not doing well. That is why this is happening. This blame we listens always. All over the world, people express strong dissatisfaction with the failure of political parties to perform their functions well. People blames on the political parties. People are not satisfied with the functions of the political parties. Popular dissatisfaction and criticism has focused on four problems. These are the four problems why this dissatisfaction become more. The first is lack of internal democracy. The parties are working for the democracy, they are fighting for the democracy, but there is no internal democracy find out. That is why it is said lack of internal democracy. How it is, we will see lack of internal democracy. All over the world, there is a tendency in political parties towards the concentration of power in one or few leaders at the top. Throughout the world, it is happening. The power of parties is remaining resting in a few hands. The top party leaders are keeping whole power in their hands. Parties do not keep membership register, do not hold organizational meetings. The membership register is needing, but it is also not kept by the parties. Time to time, the organizational meetings should be taken, but it's are not taken. That is why it is said there is a lack of internal democracy. And do not conduct internal elections regularly. They should conduct internal elections regularly to elect party leaders, party officers, but it is not happening. The ordinary member of the party do not get sufficient information on what happens inside the party. The ordinary member, activist member cannot understand, not having any information about the party's works. Sufficient information about party he did not get. They do not have the means or the connection needed to influence the decision. The party members not having place to take the decision, or their influence is not there in the decision. As the result, the leaders assume greater power to make decisions in the name of the party. The powerful leaders take decisions and says this is the decision taken by the party, so all should be followed. There is an internal lack of democracy. Since one or few leaders exercise paramount power, more power, concentrated power is enjoyed by very few people, and those who disagree with the leadership find it difficult to continue in the party. Those people who are disagree with these policies, this system, it is find they are feeling difficult to remain with the party. More than loyalty to party principles and policies, personal loyalty to the leader become more important. The loyalty or the party principles are becoming less valuable, and the personal loyalty become more important. This is the lack of internal democracy. Now we'll move to the next challenge, dynastic succession. The second challenge of dynastic succession is related to the first one. The first one, internal democracy, automatically it brings the second challenge, that is the dynastic succession. Dada pardada, pota parpota. The power remains in that hand only, and people accept that only. Since most political parties do not practice open and transparent procedures for their functioning, there are very few ways for an ordinary worker to rise to the top in a party. There are no chances, or very few chances are there to the ordinary worker of the party will become as a top party leader, because earlier whoever top leaders are there, that top leading goes in that same family's successors. Those who happen to be the leaders are in a position of unfair advantage to favor people close to them or even their family members. Only the family members get chance to get success in the parties. In many parties, the top position are always controlled by members of one family. The chairmanship of that particular party remains in the same family. It is not moving to the other leader of the party. This is unfair to other members of that party, because many people spending their life for the party, but then also they did not get the top position or the leading position in that party. Many political films are there. If you will watch this one, you will get idea what happens in that films. Very clearly it's shown. This is also bad for a democracy. Every activist should feel, at least, I don't say that they should get chance, but at least they should feel hope. अरे मैं भी कभी इस पार्टी में बड़ा लीडर हो सकता हूँ. But it is not happening. The activist remains only to collect mats, to collect chairs, to bring spectaculars in the rallies. There is no more work for these people. They are power of the party, but they are not having position in the parties. This is said here. The next is money and muscle powers. Political is a game of money and muscle power. It is always we are listening. The third challenge is about the growing role of money and muscle powers. The ordinary people, the common citizen, cannot become part of the politics because there is a influence of the money and muscle powers. Especially during elections it happens. 50 lakh, 1 crore, this much spending is needing. It is not possible for a common citizen to spend these many money, and muscle power is also not with us. So a common ordinary person cannot be a part of the election. He just only becomes the voter. Since parties are focused only on winning elections, they tend to use shortcuts to win elections. Anyhow, the parties want to become in a power. So these people uses shortcut to win the elections. They tend to nominate those candidates who have or can raise lots of money. The parties nominates that candidate which are having or which can be raise more money, lots of money. Rich people and companies who give funds to the parties tends to have influence on the politics and decisions of the party. Sometimes what happens, all the people, those who are having money, directly they did not take part in the elections, but these people gives funds to the parties. So when these people provides funds to the parties for the elections, when there is a turn of the government to take the decision, that time these capitalists are influencing to take the decision of the government, or the government take that kind of decision which are favorable to the businessmen or those people who are giving money, donating funds to this party. The fourth challenge, lack of meaningful choice to the voters. The voters are not getting meaningful choice to vote. Whichever party, maybe 2, 3, 4 candidates are there, but all are at the same kind of the same level. There is no meaningful choice of the people. or many times parties forcibly imposing some candidates in a particular constituency. The people's choice is different. They want another person as a candidate of their constituency, but parties are imposing that candidate which is chosen by the party. The fourth challenge is that very often parties do not seem to offer a meaningful choice to the voters. In order to offer meaningful choice, parties must be significantly different. In recent years, there has been a decline in the ideological differences among parties in most part of the world. For example, the difference between the Labour Party and the Conservative Party in Britain is very little. They agree on more fundamental aspects but differ only in details on how policies are to be framed and implemented. In our country, too, the differences among all the major parties on the economic policies have reduced. Those who want really different policies have no option available to them. Sometimes people cannot even elect very different leaders either because the same set of leaders keep shifting from one party to another. Last year, means in the last election, some groups are with this party, but in next election, because their purpose is not completed in that party, these people shifts to the another party. So the in whichever party they will remain, the candidate will be remain same. So this is the big problem again in the Indian democracy or in the democracy of the world, lack of meaningful choice to the voters.